Hey everyone, it's Tori with Praying Hands and Walking Feet, the channel where we're finding our way without a compass or a map. Welcome back. Today's topic is decluttering with kids. Now, some people might think I'm crazy to do my decluttering with my kids, but I have found that our kids need to learn these skills, and if we don't teach them, they can't learn them. So I like to declutter with my kids, especially my daughter. She likes to keep things. She thinks everything is special, or she remembers everything about it. She knows where she got it. She knows what she was wearing when something special happened. And so she wants to keep that special outfit. And it just was getting to be too much stuff. So I decided that it was time to declutter with her. Now, when they were infants and babies, I went through stuff without them. And I just did it, and we moved on with life. But once they started getting around 3 or 4 years old, they needed to be part of this process. They needed to learn the skills of how to go through things, how to pick and choose what to keep and what not to keep, how to know when things fit and when things don't fit. Now, this will be hard, this will take energy, and this will take time. But I promise you it gets easier as you go along. So here's how I did it, especially with our daughter. We started with clothes. Clothes, they're not as attached to as they are with toys, so we started with clothes. I would pull her clothes out, and at the start, we would do just one type at a time. We would do just pajamas. I don't know about your kids, but my kids love all the different types of pajamas. They have a million different kinds. And it's overwhelming for them to even just pick out pajamas at the end of the night to change into. So we went through the pajamas and we limited it to one set of warm pajamas, one set of cool pajamas, a pajama dress. We made parameters, and she helped me set up those parameters. What do you think you need? What do you want? The variety. Don't take everything away, but there has to be some sort of parameters, and they all have to fit in the drawer so then she can see them and pick out what she wants to wear. And then we moved on to the next item of clothes. And as she got older, we got to the point where we could pull everything out. Now, especially once she got to the 6 or 7 year age, I pulled everything out because I needed her to see the amount of clothes that she had. And this was why it was hard for her to get dressed in the morning. This was why it was causing her anxiety, was because she had so much. Now, we get hand-me-downs. We are so blessed that we get hand-me-downs, which is fantastic. But sometimes the sheer number of what comes in is overwhelming. And I will tell you that she's really good about going through those hand-me-downs when we get the bags of, I'm not going to wear that. That's not my style. I don't like the fabric or the feel of this. But then we still end up keeping a lot. And I let her keep it because then we figure out what she actually wears and what she's not wearing. But then about every season change, we go through. And we go through everything. Every item of clothing we touch. We put our hands on. We think about, okay, do you wear this? Is it comfortable? Do you like how it fits? And sometimes all the answers are yes, and so we keep it. And sometimes the answers to some of those are no, and so there's a maybe pile. And then there's a giveaway pile. Now with the giving, what I have found is my daughter had a really hard time just giving to the consignment store, or just giving to Goodwill, or just giving away to those shops and stores for reselling. But she was amazing when we had a friend who has a daughter who's a little bit younger than her, so will grow into her clothes that she is giving away. And it was so much easier when she would go, oh, I have this to add to the pile. She's gonna love wearing this because I loved wearing it. And it just shifted the whole energy of going through clothes. And actually that pile started to grow in between when we were going through clothes, because she would just try on something and it wouldn't fit, or she wouldn't like it, and she'd go, oh, she's gonna love this. I'm gonna put this in her pile. And then she was always super excited to give those clothes to that friend. So I would let her gather it all up, get it in a cute bag. We usually put it in a gift bag that we just have left over, because I don't know about you, but we have those bags of bags in our house. And so she'd put all the clothes in there, and then she'd give them to the little girl. And they were both so happy. So this teaches so many things. It teaches giving. It teaches the joy that you find in giving to others. And also experiencing the joy when they get to receive something from you. And so now she's 9 and I don't even have to help her go through the clothes anymore. It's fantastic. She sees me going through with her younger brother and she's like, oh, is it time to go through clothes? Okay, I'm going to do mine. All of those years that I put in the time and the energy to teach her the skill of how to go through and declutter her clothes is now paying off. I don't need to be there to make any of the decisions. She comes in with the pile to give to Goodwill, with the pile to give to a friend, and with the clothes that she's like, Mom, these are really stained. They're really worn. I think we should just throw them away. Most of the time I say, yes, let's throw those away. They are not going to be worn by anybody else. But she does it all herself. And I also worked on teaching her, once you go through your clothes, fold them all, fit them in your drawers, and then look at the drawer. In the morning when you're getting dressed, can you easily find things in this drawer? And if the answer is yes, great, we're done. If the answer is no, everything is still shoved in there and I can't see what shirt I'm choosing, then we need to go through that again till it gets to be where it's easy. Okay, so teaching her all of these skills has been so helpful. Getting dressed in the morning is so much easier for her. And another tip I would suggest to you is let your kids decide how they want to put their clothes away. Some kids like having them hanging up. Some kids like having them in drawers. My daughter has gone through phases where she wanted everything hung up so she could see it all. And then she went through a phase where she wanted to match outfits together, which personally I did not understand because some pants you wear with multiple shirts and I didn't get how she was going to do that. But I gave her the freedom to try it because it's her clothes. She's the one getting dressed. She's the one who's got to do it. So she went through and matched up all of her outfits and put them together in her drawer as outfits. Little spoiler alert, that didn't last for long, but it was something she tried out to see if it worked for her. And then after we were good with this rhythm of going through clothes and things as she was younger, now the boys, I know I'm spending a lot of time on my daughter, but the boys, they never really cared. They were so easy to go through clothes with. They were not really emotionally attached to things. Yeah, they had a favorite shirt here or there, but it didn't take as much time and energy. But I still taught them those skills. With them, we went over more of, okay, match the sock, like let's keep matching socks. Okay, that underwear is too small and ratty. Let's throw that away because they just don't care. At least my boys. So then we moved on to toys. And I do declutter toys with my kids involved because they have to learn this skill. If they don't, they're going to grow up to be adults who don't know how to go through things and how to get rid of things, or when that item has served its purpose and it's now good to pass it on. I don't want my kids growing up to think, oh, someone gave me this, I have to keep it forever. That's not healthy. The giving was the joy. The receiving was the joy. The giving gratitude for the item was the joy. None of those feelings are actually in that physical item. And so teaching our kids that of, okay, what toys do you actually play with? It doesn't matter who gave them to you, as long as you've thanked them and you enjoyed receiving them and they enjoyed giving them, then it served its purpose as far as a gift is concerned. And so what toys do you play with? What are you going to play with? What space do we have to keep these toys in? Do they all fit there? When the game closet is overflowing and things are falling out, it's time to go through the games. We definitely do not play all of the games that we have in the game closet. So let's go through it and keep the ones that we do. Because I don't know about your family, but in our house, we have favorites. There are certain games that are pulled out all the time. And there are others that I bought thinking that they would like, or they were given thinking that they would like, and we played them once or twice, and they just weren't for us. So why are we keeping them? Those are the kinds of skills we are teaching our kids so that they can go through this. Now, it would be so much easier if I just got them out of the house for the day, either with the grandparents or with my husband, and I just went through everything and organized it and put it all away, and they came home and said, "Oh, look at that." But that's not really helping anybody. I think that we as parents, our job is to teach our kids the skills to be successful as adults. And that can start way earlier than you think. Kids are capable of way more than we give them credit for. And so I like to start early. Just start. And there's no too late. If you have preteens or teenagers and you're like, "Oh, that ship has sailed for me," it's never too late. Just go, "Hey, I noticed as a mom, I didn't actually teach you how to do this. Do you know how to do it?" Because sometimes kids just figure it out for themselves. And sometimes they need a little bit of guidance and it would help. So if you are thinking that your kids have too much stuff, maybe too much clothes, maybe too many toys, just take a few steps and go through and declutter with them and teach them the skills. And you're kind of like a coach. You're going to work yourself out of it to where at the beginning you're active and you're right there and you're helping them because they don't know what to do. And then the next time you kind of guide and you step back a little bit. And then the next time you just kind of go in and check. And then eventually you get the sweet spot where they're doing it on their own and you just get to congratulate them and be proud of them and celebrate with them. So if you like these parenting tips and you want some more from our channel, make sure you click subscribe below because we're going to have some more tips and tricks just like this. And we'll see you next time.